My name is Tariq Ramadan. I know that you don't like me. You don't like what I represent, being vocal about Islam, being vocal about peoples in African countries, about Palestine. I know this. I know that you don't like. But this is not the question. It has nothing to do with this. Now it's a question of truth and it's a question of justice. Do your job, come to the facts, and out of the facts, just get to the only conclusion. I'm innocent. And some even of our sisters say, oh, if he is accused of this, we have to be against him. And for the sake of, the women in... Look, what we have today, the scientific evidence, are just showing this was premeditated. So if you are supporting the women's case, if you are supporting the rights of women, and even the victims, what we are showing now with this evidence is that the victims are not always women. They can be men. So my point here is just to ask the Muslims, wake up. Don't accept the dominant narrative. Don't listen to rumors. Tabayyanu. This is what the Quran is teaching us. Tabayyanu means look for evidence. Don't judge too quickly. And even, remember, don't judge. Let this to be between God, Allah, and myself and my family.
This new evidence that you say proves your innocence, what is it exactly? What is this new evidence?
Look, we have 4 new evidence just proving that I'm innocent, that there were premeditated traps. And the first one, which is very important with the Swiss case, is what we call forensic computational linguistics. So this is a new science. In fact, it's an old science, but with new means now, with everything which has to do with digital power and computing and computational potential, which is for an expert to be able to identify who wrote messages. And what we got from this last expertise, and she's saying with 6 different tests that, and between 97% and 100% that the plaintiff was the author of a message written 6 days before for the Swiss, 14 days before the only meeting. And you know that in Switzerland, nothing happened between me and her, and this is what I said from the very beginning. And in this, she is saying that a torpedo is in preparation against me and that I have to be worried about what is going to happen. 14 days before, meaning it was premeditated. And not only this, that the second expertise in France is showing exactly the same, that the second plaintiff, 6 days before meeting me, say we are going to make him fall into a trap, invite him to a hotel, invite the paparazzi, and with the newspapers, we are going to expose him. This was 6 days before, and she denied being the author. But now with this expertise, 97%, and 6 times the expert is saying she wrote these messages. Meaning that now it's not me talking about a trap, talking about premeditation. Science is talking. These are facts, and we have to rely on facts.
So you're looking for the case to be thrown out. You were convicted, weren't you, of, I think it was rape, wasn't it? So you're looking for that to be struck off.
Exactly. What we have in Switzerland, we are asking for revision, so it's going to be done tomorrow. And in France, we are asking for the case to be reopened in order to go and just to check. The judicial system has been deceived by these plaintiffs. So you have now to come to the conclusion and do the job, because today I'm condemned while I'm innocent, and science is saying they premeditated the whole thing. So come to the facts.
Why this plot to take you down? Why this plot to destroy you?
We have to know that they are all in touch, and they were knowing and have been in touch for almost 15 years. And more importantly, they were in touch with Caroline Forrest, who wrote a book against me in 2004, Jean-Claude Elfassi. Jean-Claude Elfassi is a far-right Israeli-French paparazzo. This guy was saying, Jews from France leave this country infested by Muslims and Arabs. He is a racist. He is a far-right activist, and he was in touch with all the plaintiffs. And remember that 2 of the plaintiffs who were removed from the case by the judges are saying today we have been instrumentalized by him. He wrote my complaint. He signed it even. This is one of them saying this, and the other one saying this. I was instrumentalized, and he got money for what he did. There is something called racism against Muslims, Islamophobia. And we have also, when you start talking about the rights of the people and the dignity of the people in African countries or in Palestine, you are very quickly targeted. This is my case, and I want the Muslims and I want my fellow citizens to understand that this is not my case. I am targeted for what I represent, meaning a voice for the voiceless and an active Muslim. And they tried to destroy my reputation.
There was a moment in the press conference where you got a bit emotional. I think it's when you were talking about how this case has affected you, affected your life, your family over the last 8 years. Tell me a little bit about that, Tariq, please.
No, I don't know if I am going to be able to say something about it. It was very difficult. It was very difficult because, I spent more than 9 months in prison. My family was targeted. It was very difficult for my wife. It was very difficult for my kids. And once again, I want to thank them, because without them, without my faith in Allah, in God, and my family, it would have been very difficult. It was, but it would have been impossible. So this is one thing, and I lost my health, my job. Many people just ended up thinking that something should be true and listening to rumors. Brothers and sisters, wake up.
What spiritual lessons have you learned?
It's all about ibtila, it's all about a test and being tested. I experienced this, understanding that at the end I have to thank God, because while I was, and I'm still alive, He was calling me back to the essential. Purify your heart, come to the center, rely on Allah, and know that whatever happened, He's the one who is going to help you. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. That the issue, the getting out is going to be through God. So it's very much about the spiritual teaching, and again saying that your reputation, the fact that the people are, hundreds and millions maybe following you, this is nothing if you are not close to your center, to your faith, and to God.
Do you feel that Muslims, in France, all around the world even, do you feel a little bit as though they might have abandoned you and they felt maybe there was no smoke without fire?
It's very true. I think that I was disappointed, and I got people just coming with moral judgment as if they were perfect and judging their brother. And I said it from the beginning. I'm the first, I'm not going to be the last. It's going to happen for others. Saying that at least the people that I love and the people who are around me are still there. The others should get the lesson. If you are silent when one of your brothers or sisters is targeted, you're going to pay the price.
You're someone who has always stuck up for the West, and even some Muslims have criticized you for that. They called you a moderate, and that you believed you had too much faith in the West and Western institutions. Do you still hold that position?
Being here, my position was clear. We have to deal with the legal system. We have to deal with the majority culture. And we are members of this society. We are citizens. Did I say that this was perfect? No. Did I say that we are not going to face rejection? No. I said it. 40 years ago, I said to the Muslim, be careful, it's not going to be easy. You are going to be targeted, because this is the way we are perceived as man. As soon as you are a visible Muslim citizen, you are perceived as a danger. I knew this. So my position was not to trust the West, but to acknowledge the fact that we are Western Muslims and do what we have to do. We have been targeted. For 40 years I have been targeted and say, he's the grandson of Hassan al-Banna, he's this, he's that. I knew that it's all about, anyone, for example, who is dealing and knows something about the life of Malcolm X, Malik Shabazz, rahimahullah, knew that you can be a citizen, but they are playing and they are targeting you, and they can go as far as to destroy you and even to kill you. It doesn't mean that you trust the system, but you are part of the system. Do what you have to do. Free yourself from any kind of intellectual colonization. but don't deny the fact that you are here to stay. You are having children here. You deal with this society. You have to know how it works. This was what I try to deliver, and the message that I have for Western Muslims.